I've been in the cruiser business for more than 20 years, and it takes a unique bicycle to wow me. Kawasaki made an awesome present-day yet traditionally styled machine when it made the Z900RS, and I've delighted in it. Each open door I've needed to toss a leg more than one. All things considered, the Z900RS was simply one more pleasant bike. I needed a touch of something additional. From the minute I pulled onto the street on the new 2018 Kawasaki Z900RS Cafe, I had a truly smart thought that I'd discovered the bicycle I'd needed to ride each time I was on the Z900RS. The motivation for the Z900RS Cafe originated from none other than Kawasaki's 1982 to 1983 KZ1000R that Eddie Lawson rode to two back-to-back AMA Superbike titles. Investigate the KZ1000R that Kawasaki conveyed to the cafe's divulging, and the similarity is clear. While the Kawasaki dashing green continues as before, each other part, from the swimsuit fairing to the ducktail, or is it duckbill, raise bumper, of the cafe is changed to a more current adaptation of the first. Where the KZ1000R was rakish, the cafe is all unpretentious bends and swoops. The lamentable consideration of the KZ spec increases the main genuine miscue on the cafe's refreshed style. To run with the racier lines of the cafe, the handlebar gets a twist that moves the holds around 1.5 inches lower and marginally forward when contrasted and the RS. Add that to the seat that Kawasaki says is 0.8 inches taller at 32.3 inches, and you wind up with a somewhat more forceful riding position. To me, this slight change makes the cafe a better time ride when the street gets twisty yet doesn't remove a toll on the lower back while exploring the more everyday urban lattice. Furthermore, the riding position combined with the two-piece fairing makes the cafe less saddling on interstate throughway rambles. With the RS, I generally felt that the riding was excessively upright once the city lanes were abandoned. In spite of the fact that Kawasaki's press data doesn't list any mechanical contrasts between the cafe and the RS, something has unmistakably changed in the cafe's energy conveyance. With a drag and stroke of 73.4 by 56.0 mm, the fluid-cooled inline-4 has its 948cc tuned for mid-run happiness, and each staff moron who has ridden the RS has said that the loss of the best end torque has not been a trade-off, in case you're keeping the RS inside its planned riding envelope. No doubt, it's a cruiser, so somebody will jump one up and deceive it out to be an all-out retro racer. Simply ask Brent what he needs to do to the RS. Still, the RS and, consequently, the cafe's torque bend is the very meaning of expansive and level, which implies that what the motor needs in top-end surge it makes up in grin actuating snort. In any case, as we've beforehand noticed, the Z900RS had an issue with unexpectedness on off-to-on throttle advances. While it could without much of a stretch be ridden around, it was once in a while a disturbance. Joyfully, that has been totally exorcised from the cafe. Actually, the distinction was pronounced to the point that we ran the cafe on the dyno to check whether there were some other changes in the power yield. There weren't. What you find in the cafe's pull and torque bends are relatively correct copies of those of the RS that we tried in April. One morning, I rode from Big Bear Lake, California back to Los Angeles through the Angeles Crest Highway for very nearly 100 miles of strong asphalt, and the linearity of the power conveyance can't be downplayed as I as often as possible had a decision of two riggings accessible. Keeping up impartial throttle all through corners was a breeze, and when the asphalt fixed, that torque was just a wrist wind away, joined by the ignition and fuel serenade.